Welcome everybody to our 2025 sponsor luncheon and our Hall of Fame induction luncheon. It's nice to have a full room. It's almost not big enough, huh? Appreciate all of your support for the rodeo. We're excited. It seems like we just did this. For those of us that are older, it goes really fast. But here we are again, and we're excited for the rodeo that we have for you again this year. Thanks to you guys. We appreciate all of your support in order to make this happen. Need to take care of some housekeeping items, introduce a few people to start, and then we'll get into the core of our program. We want to introduce our rodeo committee members. If you're here, just raise your hand so they can see who you are. We've got, well, in a minute. Sorry. These guys are very obedient. Do you see that? They are very good listeners. So we got Steve Adams, who is our Diamond Fork Riding Club president, Mark Binks, Chris Ivy, Mayor Mendenhall, and Doug Ford, and Seth Perrins. We have our rodeo committee chair, Nick Hanks, and our fairgrounds and rodeo secretary, the glue of our organization, Angie Warner. And my name's Dale Robinson. I'm on the rodeo committee as well. We also want to recognize the mayor and council that are here anyway. We won't recognize their name if they're not here. Is that fair?
That's okay. Yeah.
Come on, you got to show up before we share their name. Of course, we got Mayor Mike Mendenhall and Landon Took, and we've got Stacy Beck and Kevin Euler. So grateful for them and their support of this rodeo. We have our rodeo royalty with us here as well. I'm gonna try and not butcher any names, ladies. No guarantees, but our queen is Rachel Whitehead. Thank you. First attendant is Isabella Lenthy. Did I get that right?
You did. I'm very proud.
Wow, I got coached. Our second attendant is Hadley Davis. And the Diamond Fork Riding Club Winter Series queen is Bellamy Davis. So give them a round of applause. We're glad to have them with us. They're wonderful ambassadors of our rodeo, and they've got a lot of work ahead of them here in the next several days. And entering the room at this time would be the First Lady of the city. Sorry. We still want to be friends. I shouldn't have done that to you. Want to introduce our contract personnel. I know all of them are not here, but if you're here, if you'd wave, give us a sign so we can see who you are. Heath Stewart, of course, from Frontier Rodeo is our contractor. Greg Simus is our announcer. I don't think Cade's here, is he? Cade Rogge? No. Donnie Gay also will be helping as an announcer. Hambone hasn't made it either. Josh Hambone Hilton. He's the music and the sound, and he's in charge of all pranks. That's what he does good. Joe Butler's here, I know. Joe, a bullfighter, Joe Butler, been with us for many, many years. And Bryce Redo will also be bullfighting for us this year. Our photographer, Steve Gray. Steve's here. He'll be shooting photos today, as well as throughout the rodeo. We also want to mention J.J. Harrison will once again be our clown and our barrel man. Debbie Davis is our rodeo secretary. And this year, we have a change in our specialty act. We're going to have Bobby Kerr, who is the most decorated specialty act in PRCA history. So if you've been around a while, you've probably had a chance to see Bobby. But we're excited to have him with us this year. Okay, I'm going to turn the mic over to our rodeo committee chairman, Nick Hanks. Big round of applause for Nick. Thank you.
Well, thank you. As I was just sitting there listening to Dale, I had a real epiphany. Our rodeo announcer is here, who is way, way better at this than I am. I don't know why we wouldn't have Greg up here doing this instead of me. That's a change I'm going to look to make in the next year or two, but I promise you guys would like that too. He would be much more interesting. So before I go into our sponsor recognition stuff, I wanted to tell you a little bit about this year's rodeo. Highlight on some high points, maybe some changes. One thing I'm excited about this year is we're going to 5 nights of rodeo. As you guys know, the last 5 years, I guess, since 2019, we've had a PRCA Extreme Bulls event. And this will be the first year that we're not doing that since then. That event was wonderful for us. It made a lot of sense. As the PRCA has shifted and grown and changed, I think going to the rodeo all 5 nights is the right answer. One really fun thing with that is little old Spanish Fork will be one of the 10 biggest rodeos in the PRCA by taking that night and that money and moving it towards the regular rodeo. So as much as we try to keep that hometown feel and you know, all of us here, it really is a nationally recognized event for sure. So that's kind of fun. As we have the last few years, I think it's been 2 or 3 years since we went to the 7:30 start time instead of 8 p.m. Anybody sitting on kind of that east side probably doesn't love that with the sun in their eyes, but it's such a family-friendly event, and that's really what we try to go to. Hopefully we get those kiddos home and to bed a little bit earlier. So we'll continue with that. Pre-show at 7, rodeo at 7:30. Ticket sales continue to be super strong. The rodeo sold out in a matter of hours this year. That's one of the committee's biggest challenges is trying to ensure we get tickets in the hand of the end user and have fairness and lots of different ideas on how to do that. I think we've implemented some things in the last couple years that have really limited the number of tickets that are going to the secondary market, but we continue to see that's a challenge and work towards that. National coverage on the Cowboy Channel again this year. That's been kind of fun. We'll continue to have that. And then this will be our 3rd year of our collaborative effort with Salt Lake, Days of 47 and Ogden's Pioneer Days Rodeo. The state of Utah helps us, and we've kind of dubbed this Pioneer Rodeo Week. It's been fun. It's let Ogden, Salt Lake, and Spanish Fork grow. One of the biggest hurdles we all faced in the last 4 or 5 years was Nampa, Idaho has a really big rodeo the same time as us, and we would lose contestants to them. And as we've joined and with the state's help, nobody hears from Nampa, hopefully. Nampa's actually moved. They now do their rodeo in June just to it turned around to where we were hurting them instead of them hurting us. So it's been really fun to work together and see us all succeed. That's really all I've got on rodeo stuff. I do want to take a minute. Today's lunch for me is all about gratitude. I want you guys to know, every sponsor here, we couldn't do it without you. You guys truly are what let us, the whole committee, put this event on. So from the buzz you create with your sponsor tickets, giving those to customers, to employees, in my opinion, that's really our secret sauce is our sponsors. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Know that you're part of something special. I don't know if I say this every year, but it's crazy to me, the 3 weeks before the rodeo and then for 2 months after, the amount of businesses that reach out to me and say, hey, we want to be a rodeo sponsor, which is awesome. It gives me a little bit of pride when I get to tell them, I'd love to add you to our waiting list. We have the world's most loyal sponsors. Very seldom does a spot open up. Their next question is, well, just add us. And the rodeo committee can probably attest, I'm super protective of the sponsors. One, I don't want the fans to come to a commercial that there's a little bit of rodeo, but the sponsors, as you guys know, you pay a lot of money and you need the recognition that you deserve. And so I'm really protective not to oversaturate it. I'm very appreciative of all that you guys do for us. So thank you. With that, I want to recognize a bunch of our sponsors. And then after we go through the first portion, I'll invite the queens up and we've got some buckles for our second portion. So the first sponsor I want to recognize is RC Willie. They do our best seats in the house. They've been helping us with that since 2017. The last couple years, they've turned that over to the rodeo committee to select the people that are in those seats, and we've been able to use that to upgrade people and let the clown have fun with. So that's been really fun. Thank you to them. Mountain View Hospital, they're our ticket sponsor. They've been with us since 2005. I know I saw Nate here. We so appreciate them and their loyalty. Griffles Biomat, they're a royalty sponsor. They've been with us. This will be their 5th year. So thank you to Griffles. Rocky's Tire Pros. I don't know if I saw Rocky. I don't think I did. They're one of our 2 longest tenured sponsors. Rocky's been a sponsor since 2000. So this will be his simple math 25th, probably 26th year if I counted it out on my fingers. But thank you to Rocky. Big O Tires, Josh and Abby Hamilton. They are the sponsor of our steer wrestling. They've been doing that for 10 years. Alta Bank and David Mickelson. Thank you to Alta Bank. They're our team roping sponsor. They're not too far behind those other couple. They've been a sponsor for us since 2004. You'll notice that's not just lip service. We really don't have a lot of turnover. Our sponsors are so loyal, so thank you for that. Intermountain Farmers Association, they're our tie-down roping sponsor. Thank you, IFA. Utah Community Credit Union, they're our saddle bronc riding sponsor. They're our other 25 or 26 year sponsor. They've been with us since the year 2000 as well. McCauley is our barrel racing sponsor, Lance Robinson. Thank you to them. Cooney Orthodontics, they came on with us in 2022 when we added the breakaway roping, and they're our breakaway roping sponsor. I know I saw Jody somewhere, but thank you to you guys. Peak Ear, Nose, and Throat, been with us since 2009 as our bull riding sponsor. So thank you to Peak. Alfalfa Express is our feed sponsor. We get all of the alfalfa and grass hay for all of the stock from Alfalfa Express through Trevor Townsend. So thank you, Trevor. And Spanish Fork Cable Network. Especially with our rodeo being broadcast out and internet needs and that, SFCN does an awesome job for us. So thank you to those guys. We do have some national sponsors. I'm not sure I saw any of our national sponsors here, but I think I need to recognize them. Justin Boots and Tom Feller. We do a reading program, and those guys have been just awesome with that. Polaris, they do a good job for us. Wrangler, Jeans is a big part of that reading program as well. And Resist All Hats. So thank you to those guys. Okay, I would like to invite up our Fiesta Days Rodeo royalty. The first sponsors are presented by sponsor. New this year is Intermountain Health. Let's invite you guys to come up. And I feel like we need to give these guys a round of applause. Awesome. Thank you, Megan. So if you come right down there, Dale will give you a buckle and we'll get a picture with them. Go ahead, get in the picture.
Get in the
More the
picture.
merrier.
Yeah.
Steve's
Okay.
only,
Free to
oh,
get the
he's a
picture.
back
Right
ways.
down here with these
I was
guys.
gonna say, I hope he can zoom out a bunch. You're good.
Oh, I'm pushing it here.
No, it's there. Where do you want them, Steve? You guys gotta be the first. So you're the guinea pig. Okay, that's good.
Our pickup men sponsor this year is Qantas Services. They also bring us the Stagecoach. I'm not sure I saw any. Oh, I did see Fibertel is here representing right there. Come on up with us. So let's put the sponsors in the middle.
We will.
All right.
We want it right here. There you go. I'm gonna be in front of you guys. Good.
Our official vehicle sponsor, and has been for a long time. My sheet here says 2023, but that's just because that's when Ram Rodeo went away, is Doug Smith. And I know I saw Tom. I didn't get to say hello.
There he is back there.
Come on up here with us, Tom. Tom does so much more than just the sponsorship too. I think there's some of my contract people driving around in Doug Smith vehicles. There's vehicles in the pre-show. There's vehicles in the parade. We sure appreciate everything Tom does for us, so thank you. Thanks, Tom. Since 2014, we've had Hillcrest Bank with us. They're our bullfighting sponsor. I know I saw some Hillcrest Bank folks. Come on up and join us.
We can use these guys for bookends. There you go. Kind of turn sideways a little bit. You need them closer. You good, Steve?
It's all good.
Okay. Gotta turn this off. Rookie restraint. Good.
The next sponsor I'd like to recognize is Central Bank. Nick and Landon, if you guys will come up and join us. In 2019, the rodeo committee, the timing system we had on the video board was really archaic, and we wanted to bring in a new subcontractor to take care of that, and it was pretty expensive, and Central Bank stepped up and was willing to help with that and have been doing it ever since, so thank you to them. With us for 2 years now as our roping chute sponsors has been Boot Barn. And I know I saw the Boot Barn gals come in. Come on up here and join us. I don't think we got them here last year, if I remember right. So we're excited to get to recognize you and bring you in as part of the family.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's send you right in the middle. There you go.
Thank you, guys. Of course. One of our instant replay sponsors since 2019 is LEI Engineering. I know I saw Jesse and Brian here somewhere. Come on up and join us, guys. Thank you.
Hey, you guys, thanks for dressing up for this.
Thank you, guys. Another one of our instant replay sponsors, new last year in 2024, is Clegg Auto. They've been great to jump in and help. Let's have the Clegg Auto guys come up and join us.
Thank you very much. You get a hold of it then, I'm sure. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Our third instant replay sponsor, with us for 15 years, is Dependable Doors and Rick Waite. Thanks, Rick. Our next sponsor to recognize is our chutes. We're going to start going through our 6 bucking chutes. Our chute number 1 sponsor is Utah Legal Team. Mike McKell. I should have told you, Utah Legal Team and Mike since 2012 have been a sponsor of the rodeo, so thank you. Our second bucking chute is sponsored by Wasatch Pallet. If we could invite the Wasatch Pallet folks up with us. Wasatch Pallet has been a sponsor of the rodeo since 2010. Our third bucking chute is sponsored by Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. And they've been with us since 2004. Do we have anybody from Triple T with us today? I don't think we do. Let's give them a round of applause anyway. Chute 4 is sponsored by Tim Shanto Insurance, and I don't think Tim was able to make it either. Chute 5 is sponsored by Security Insurance, and we'll invite them up to join us. And bucking chute 6, our last one, is Reams Western Outfitters. We'll invite the Brimhalls up to come and join us. Our mutton busting sponsor is Creative Signs. We'll invite them up. Creative Signs does a lot for us down here. We've been hanging all the jumbotrons on both ends of the arena today with their crane and great big bucket truck, and they do a ton of stuff for us, so we really appreciate Creative Signs.
So Steve knows he's getting this.
And last but certainly not least is our Specialty Act sponsor, new with us last year, Red Rhino. We'll invite those guys up with us. Awesome. We do have one more buckle presentation that we would like to do. We would like to recognize the Diamond Fork Riding Club president, Steve Adams. Have him come up if he would. Steve's been the president, is this the third year, Steve? Third year in a row, which is a lot of work. So thank you, Steve. We sure appreciate you. While they get a picture, before I turn it over to Dale to do the Hall of Fame portion of the program, I just one more time want to say thank you. Sponsors were, when I started in this position, one of my biggest worries. You know, it's a lot of money to raise and people to deal with, and it's turned out to be probably one of the easiest parts of my job. I hear way more often, we want to do more. How can we help more than the other? So thank you to you guys. We so value you and appreciate everything you do.
Okay, before we get into the Hall of Fame induction, I want to give a couple of minutes. Mayor. Do you know what it's like to turn a mic over to a politician? In an election year, yeah, to boot, right? Here we go. So, start the timer like you do at council meeting. You got 2 minutes.
Get comfortable.
Ready to go.
Get comfortable. 8 seconds. That's more what we're like in rodeo. Yeah. Hey, thank you all for being here. It's such a special day. I really look forward to this day every single year, and I know the council does too. We've had a couple of Fiesta Days events already that kick off the celebration, but this one really gets you ready for the rodeo. And I can't thank you all enough for being here to give a little insight on how much that I might know about rodeo and kind of the professional business side of it. Every time I walk into a room like this, I get somebody like Justin Brimhall that says, "Hey, it looks like that hat's been in the closet for a year. Bring it down and we'll shape it up at Reams." And they do. We'll get it over there and get it taken care of. I can tell you from a council perspective, every year, multiple times a year, but one time every year they call it a retreat, and they lock us in a room for 3.5 days, as the council members can attest to. And they say, "What's your priorities for next year?" Because it's not a never-ending budget like maybe the federal government. We can't print money here locally. We have to prioritize what we're going to spend money on. And I think Councilwoman Beck and Councilman Euler and Councilman Took can attest. I think it goes like this: public safety, and is the rodeo good, right? Is Fiesta Days funded? And then everything kind of comes after that. You know, walking in here and every year that I get to walk to the rodeo and to these events with Jagger, you know, I just pinch myself, and so does he. He's smiling ear to ear all the time. And I told him today, "Hey, Jagger, this is like Christmas in July, right?" And he says, "Yeah, it's like a hot Christmas. It's a hot Christmas for 5 days." Pioneer Week. We are one of the rodeos that is involved in Pioneer Week in Utah. And I don't know if everybody's caught on to what that means yet. Nick touched on it earlier, and Dale has as well. But it is a huge success for the state of Utah that during the same week you have the Fiesta Days Rodeo, the Days of 47 Rodeo, and Ogden's Pioneer Days happening during the same week. Now, that's happened for a long time, but the state has come together through leadership of Fiesta Days and other legislators. Senator McKell is here to attest to this, as he helped champion this at the state level. But there's additional funding that's gone into all 3 of those professional rodeos, those PRCA rodeos, to make sure that every professional athlete, cowboy and cowgirl, stays in the state of Utah for this whole week that these 3 rodeos are going on. I can't tell you what that means economically for the state, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. That leads into, I hope it's a big deal for your business. I know it's not. I know if you sit down after you stroke that check to be a sponsor, whether it's a shoot or the video board or whatever it is that Nick has asked you to be a part of, and that you're okay to be a part of, I don't know when it comes down to dollars and cents, and that's what I do in my business. I don't know if the return, equals out to the check that you write out. But I can tell you as a city and as your mayor, I am grateful. The council is grateful. And as I listen to the sponsors and the buckle presentation that happens up here, I remember that's who I buy my insurance from. That's who my dad got his door fixed from. That's who does my heating and cooling. That's where I buy my gear, one time a year when I dress up like this. I always joke, that's where, if I ever sued somebody, I guess I'd call Mikkel and talk to him about that, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm telling you, it makes a difference. You should know the difference that it makes in your community. This event that sells out, and I call the Taylor Swift of rodeos, not because Taylor Swift's going to be here, so nobody get excited, but because it sells out as fast as Taylor Swift concerts do, is because you're willing to step up, write that check from your business. And I know as a small business, it comes from your families, and you're willing to support your hometown rodeo that's grown up into being one of the top 10 PRCA rodeos in the country. So from me to you, a genuine thank you for supporting your hometown, for being a good business, being a good steward of your money, that you can be able to do this. Now that leads into what's going to happen next in this event that I think is one of the coolest things ever, that you get families that get to come here and honor great people. And every year it's great people. And I pointed out, Jagger, sometimes it's not even people, sometimes it's livestock that goes into the Hall of Fame. But I'm so excited for this next presentation, and the families, the good men, the good women that you represent. What you've done to build this community here is unmatched. And so thank you for being here. Thank you for the good work you've done over many, many decades to not only influence this great week for the best time of our lives, certainly in the Mendenhall family, but for the many years of service that you've given throughout the community. It's a well-deserved honor, and I'm excited to shake hands with each and every one of you and honor your families here today. Thank you again for all that you do, and thank you for being part of the best performance, the best show on dirt, the Spanish Fork Fiesta Days Rodeo. Let's have a good 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Ladies, you can sit down. Sorry I didn't excuse you before turn the mic over to the politicians. Thank you for your help. No, we love and appreciate our mayor and council. They love this community, and I can't tell you how important it is to have people in positions, elected positions like these guys, that love their community, because this community is at the forefront of their minds in the best interest of why they serve, and we appreciate that. I am very excited for this next portion of our program, this induction into the Hall of Fame. I love both these guys. Nick, you might have to come read this. I want to congratulate and introduce Dave and Ken and their family. In fact, Dave and Ken, can you both come up here, please, while I read this piece to these folks? Can you give these gentlemen a round of applause as they make their way up here? Now you have a couple minutes to get your speech ready, okay? And you can take a little bit longer than the mayor if you want. Let me read what's going to go on these guys' placard. Few names are more closely tied to the Spanish Fork Fiesta Days Rodeo legacy than Dave and Ken Pay. As brothers, lifelong volunteers, and respected leaders in the community, Dave and Ken have been instrumental in shaping the rodeo into both a nationally acclaimed PRCA event and a treasured tradition here in Utah County. Following in the footsteps of their father and proudly representing the Diamond Fork Riding Club, what began as a family commitment quickly grew into a lifelong passion. Over the decades, Dave and Ken have taken on countless behind-the-scenes responsibilities, from preparing the arena to managing livestock and helping operations run seamlessly. Their efforts have ensured each rodeo is not only professionally executed, but also deeply rooted in community spirit. While they're often spotted with their brows knit in concentration, those who know them best will tell you they are two of the kindest individuals around, always ready with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for supporting the rodeo. For longtime attendees, the Pay brothers have become the familiar and welcoming faces of the event, having led the rodeo's ushering team for more than 20 years. Each has served as president of the Diamond Fork Riding Club, Dave in 1994 and 2011, Ken in 2014, bringing with them a quiet leadership style and steadfast work ethic that have left a lasting impression on all who've worked alongside them. Whether it's showing up early, staying late, or stepping in wherever needed, without ever asking for recognition, Dave and Ken truly embody the spirit of the Fiesta Days Rodeo. Congratulations, gentlemen. It's all yours, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. I hate to be up here in front of everybody, but I kind of lost my voice this week. But we appreciate everybody that comes out and watches the rodeo. And now, especially, we got a crew of Diamond Fork Riding Club, about 45, 50 members in, that come back us everywhere we go. And they help us put out the chutes, clean up the fairgrounds, put things away. And now, I'd like to thank Diamond Fork Riding Club for all their help they do. And we thank all you guys for coming and supporting this and making it what it is. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, oh, I didn't want him to get away. Don't get away.
I'm honored to be inducted into the Spanish Fork Fiesta Days Rodeo Hall of Fame. And I'm really honored to share this induction with my brother Dave. It was through his encouragement and his sponsorship that I joined the riding club the very first year that we moved back to our hometown in Benjamin. I'm grateful for my Western heritage. I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to serve on the Fiesta Days Rodeo Committee and for the days that I've served in the leadership positions in the Diamond Fork Riding Club. I thank the City Council for their partnership with the Diamond Fork Riding Club in producing this rodeo since the very first show. I thank you as sponsors for your continued sponsorship. And I'd like to thank a few of my family members that have come. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't do that. My sister Charlene is here from Riverdale. She was a Spanish Fork Fiesta Days rodeo attendant in the early 60s. Our son Barry and his friend Dana from Price. Our daughter Candace that has come in all the way from Burbank, California. Even though she lives in the greater LA area, she owns a horse and she manages to ride it every day. For my grandson Talon, who calls Salt Lake City his home right now. For our daughter Misty, who is the head wrangler on the Cerro Pelon branch out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Granddaughter Madison, who's from Nashville, Tennessee. I'd like to thank Dr. Lori Lamont from Mountain West Animal Hospital. She and Dr. Bott are saddle sponsors for the Little Buckaroo Winter Series Rodeo. We appreciate them being here. And for all of those other family and friends, thank you so much. thanks again for this great honor.
Don't let him get away. I'd like to invite the rodeo committee to come up, please, and let's present these guys with their buckles and take a photo, and then I'm sure we're gonna want some family photos as well, but.
Well, you know, I thought if you could handle a rodeo, you could handle this. Okay, everybody, get in tight. Let me make sure I got that.
He doesn't want to Photoshop.
Not that the sponsor was it. Wow. Hey, one more.
One more.
Okay, thank you. It's not gonna get any better.
Okay, that concludes our program. Thank you again for your support. We're excited to get this thing going. Grab some swag on the way out, and we'll see you at the rodeo.